So before I start this video, I just want to put out a disclaimer that I am very grateful for Profile, and I, am thankful that I was able to lose, over 100 pounds with Profile, and I don't regret joining Profile at all. With that being said, this week has been a very frustrating week for me in regards to Profile and their plan and more their structure than anything. So as you guys know, I hit my goal last week and I actually ended up losing like another pound, like 1.1 pounds. So like right now I'm down to like 133.6. And I had a coaching session with my coach on Wednesday. So I knew that I had this coaching session, but I emailed, or I did like the Coach Connect through the Profile website and app and stuff, where you can send in a question and any coach will answer. So I sent in on Monday just being like, hey, I hit my goal. Is the next stage to move to sustain, or like what should I be kind of like thinking or planning for? And a coach responded and was like, yep, the next thing is that you're gonna move to sustain. We could have someone call you this morning and like we have to talk through some things with you in order to like figure out what your sustain plan is. So we could have somebody call you and we could do all that and we can move you into sustain today. So that was Monday. And I was like, well, I already have a coaching session scheduled on Wednesday afternoon. Like I can handle a couple more days of adapt. Like that's fine. I'll just wait until my coaching session on Wednesday. And so I had my coaching session on Wednesday and my coach wanted to move me to adapt 2, not sustain, which I was frustrated. And I'm not going to say frustrated because I was infuriated by, because it was still 2 shakes in a bar, so still 3 Profile products. I only got 1 starch added, 1 serving of fat added, and 1 fruit added. Like, very little food was added, and I was still on a majority of Profile products. I went from, it would have been 4 to 3. And I was like, okay, like I lost 100 pounds. I have been told numerous times, like the selling point of Profile for me was products are expensive, yes, but once you hit your goal, then we phase you off products, or you're not on products anymore once you hit your goal, and you don't have to spend them, then all the expense is gone. So it's like you're paying this extra money, but you're going to lose a ton of weight, and then once you lose your weight, like we don't try to keep you on on the products forever. So that was like the selling point to me, because I spent a lot of money with Profile. And I was like, yes, I'm so excited that I hit my goal, because A, I hit my goal, and B, I don't have to spend money on products anymore. And then here I was still going to have to spend almost $6 a day on Profile products while not losing weight anymore, because it's like I was being, it was adapt 2, you still lose a little bit, but you don't lose as much. And I was at my goal, like I'm not going to lose that much more weight. There's not much more weight for me to lose. So it was just like frustrating, because I was like, this is too much money to be spending to not lose weight. Like I can justify spending that much money when A, I don't have to buy that many grocery foods because I am not eating a lot of grocery foods, or B, I am losing 2 to 3 pounds a week. So yeah, that's whatever. If that's what I have to do to lose weight, that's what I have to do. But once I'm at my goal weight, I don't want to spend that money anymore. Like I was done. Like I was just like, no, like this is not okay. So I got off the phone, and I'm not a very confrontational person, so I didn't say, as like I was frustrated, and I kept like asking him like, why do I have to go to adapt? And his excuse was that he wanted me to go through all the adapt stages because it can be difficult for people to add in the grocery foods, which is an understandable excuse, except for the fact that I went from the first reboot that I was in, where I got fruit and I got all this other stuff, to the second reboot where they switched up the plan, to adapt 1 without any problems changing the meal plan or adding in grocery foods, and that's never been something that I've struggled with. So it was like, why are you intentionally holding me back from eating more grocery foods on a fear that this is all of a sudden going to randomly become a struggle for me when it never has been? Like, the only thing I've really struggled with was adding in the exercise. And I've been doing that for 3.5 weeks consistently and have, you know, pretty much conquered that one. So it was like just so frustrating because it just felt like all they wanted was for me to keep buying their products. It wasn't, you know, okay, is this a sustainable lifestyle for her? Is this, you know, she hit her goal? Is she happy? Is she healthy? Like, it wasn't anything. They weren't concerned about me as a person. They were concerned about getting their products paid for. And that's honestly what it felt like. So I was just very frustrated. So I emailed my coach, probably not the nicest email. I tried to be nice, like I was a little bit snippy, and basically was like, I am not going to keep buying Profile products. Like, that is not going to happen. If that's what you think is going to happen, that's not going to happen. Like, I have never struggled with the grocery foods. I have never have never had a cheat that wasn't a planned cheat. Think about that. In 11 months, I never ate a single thing off plan that was not like a pre-planned special holiday cheat. And yet, they didn't want me to move to Sustain after I was 1.5 pounds under my goal because I might struggle with the Profile or with the grocery foods. Does not make any sense. Like, that is just completely not even, so I was frustrated. So I emailed him and I was like, dude, you're going to move me to Sustain or I'm going to find a coach that's going to move me to Sustain, because no. And so I actually called, and I was so mad that I didn't even wait for him to like respond back. Called a different location and I kind of spoke with one of their coaches and I was like, is this normal that you would be, I was in Reboot for 10 months, I was in Adapt 1 for a month, and now he's saying that he wants me to be in Adapt 2 for at least 2 weeks, and then we'll talk about maybe moving me to Adapt 3 and do that for 2 weeks before finally moving me to Sustain. So like 1.5 months, like 5 weeks after I hit my goal, I would finally be in Sustain. And I was like, is that normal? Because that was not what they sold me on when they, you know, I did the whole discovery session with Profile. That is not how they laid it out. And I was told that I probably should have been in Adapt 1 sooner, and that I should have only been in Adapt 1 for like 1 to 2 weeks, and then I should have been switched to Adapt 2, and then I should have been in Adapt 3 when I hit my goal weight so that they could immediately move me to Sustain. So that was frustrating because knowing that there's such a difference between coaches, like if I'd had a different coach, I maybe would have been moved sooner. And I lost in the 3 weeks that I was on Adapt 1, I lost over 7 pounds. And the 3 weeks before that I was in Reboot, I only lost 4 pounds. So obviously my body was ready for the extra calories and was ready to be in Adapt 1 and probably had been for a while. So it was just very frustrating that there is such a difference between the coaching styles, and your experience with Profile varies so much and relies so much on you getting a coach that actually knows what they're talking about and is aware enough of how to like adapt plans for people's needs, because I feel like my plan was just very cookie cutter. It was very like, okay, here are the steps that you have to take, and it wasn't really personalized to me. And I, up until last week, or up until this week, would have said that, you know, oh, it was a great, but now that I'm looking back, I'm like, okay, yeah, that should have been different. So I got moved to Sustain. Like, I basically threw enough of a fit to where I got moved to Sustain. My actual original coach emailed me back and was like, yeah, I'll move you to Sustain. So I didn't actually end up having to contact another coach to get me moved. And so I got moved to Sustain, and on Sustain, the first, I don't know if Sustain is in stages or what that is supposed to be, but on Sustain, they still have me doing a shake and a bar every day. which is about $26, $27 a week that I would be spending on Profile products to do a shake in a bar. I can feed myself for about $40 a week is my grocery bill every week. That's including the starch, that's including the fruit, that's including the vegetables and the protein that I eat every week. I can feed myself for about $40 a week. And they want me to spend over half of that amount on 2 things a day. 2 things, a shake and a bar. Things that aren't necessary in my, and that's what frustrates me, is that's not sustainable. Like they tell me the whole motto of Profile is it's a lifestyle, it's not a diet. But if you're keeping me on products, that is a diet. That is not a lifestyle. People don't eat that normally. You know, you only eat protein shakes and, you know, like diet shakes and diet bars if you're trying to lose weight in a diet. A lifestyle is eating healthy and making healthy choices, and so that was just kind of frustrating for me. So I emailed my coach back and I was like, dude, what do I use as a replacement for those 2 items? Because I am not buying Profile products after I run out, and I have about, you know, 5-6 days left of Profile products. After that, I'm done and I'm not buying anymore. So what do I use? So he did email me back and said that I could use a starch and a fat. It was a starch and an ounce of lean protein to replace the bar, and 2 ounces of very lean protein to replace the shake. So once I'm out of Profile products, that is what I plan on doing. So right now, the way that my Sustain plan looks is I get 6 fats a day, I get 4 cups of veggies, I get 4 servings of starch, I get 3 servings of fruit, I get 3 ounces of very lean protein, and I get 3 ounces of lean protein every day. Plus then they want me on a shake and a bar, which I will probably, once I'm out of Profile product, will be replacing with a starch and more protein. That was a very frustrating experience for me because I felt like they didn't care about me as a person, and all they cared about was getting me to buy products, and they're expensive products, and I am not going to be buying a shake and a bar for the rest of my life. And I know that there are a lot of people who are on like the Sustain who actually do still use a product every day, have a shake every day or have a bar every day. That's not going to be me. I don't think that that is sustainable for me, and I don't think that is logical or rational to expect somebody who, once they've reached their goal weight, and your whole promise of this whole program is that you will teach me how to live normally, eating normal foods, for you then to turn around and go, oh, by the way, in Sustain, we still recommend that you have a shake and a bar every day. Like, that shit don't fly with me. That does not fly with me. So I was just frustrated, and I'm hoping that, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I honestly think that, like, my membership is up at the end of June, and I don't think I'm going to renew. And I really think that taking, you know, the Sustain plan that I have now, I can kind of tweak it as my needs grow. I can do that on my own. And so I think that it's pretty much going to be bye-bye Profile at the end of June, and just I'll take the things that I learned and I'll go off on my own and I'll do it on my own. And I'm not saying that Profile is not a good program, and I'm not saying that I regret joining it or anything like that. And if you guys are on Profile and you love it, that's fine. That's great. Maybe you have a coach that is different or is better. I don't know. But for me, I really loved Profile up until I realized that all they really wanted was for me to keep buying their products. Because why else would they be included on your Sustain plan? Like, your plan that you're supposed to be on for the rest of your life, that, you know, that's how you're supposed to be able to eat forever and they still include product on it. Like, I don't get that. I don't understand where they think that's sustainable or why they think that's okay to sell this idea, or at least to me, they sold this idea and then handed me something that was not what they told me it was going to be. So that was frustrating. And I'm trying not to be angry about it, and I'm trying not to be cynical about it. But we'll see. We'll see. I have another coaching session on June 8th, and we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I just was very disappointed in the experience that I had after I reached my goal weight. Very disappointed. On a different note, and not a hopefully so angry and cynical note, regarding these videos, I have been thinking about it, and I'm definitely not going to do weekly videos because I don't think that I will have enough to talk about every week, especially because now that I'm in like maintenance and I am going to kind of be increasing my exercise and trying to tone a little bit more, but that's not going to be something that like I'll have week to week progress with. So I think I'm going to do more monthly updates for a little bit. At least, you know, the next couple of months, and then I think that those will be at the end of the month. So like I'll do a video at the end of June, and I'll do a video at the end of July and the end of August. So I'll do 3 months for sure, where I'll kind of let you guys know like, hey, this is how my month went, and talk about if there was like any crazy cheats, or if it's been like really hard to stay like focused and on plan, or like, you know, if I was able to tone more, or if I've been able to maintain my weight and all that kind of stuff. So I will talk about that more, I think, at the end of June, and like how I'm going to handle that. I know that regarding maintaining my weight, like it's always good to have kind of like a goal set. So not like okay, I'm trying to lose this amount of pounds, but like if I get to this weight, that's when I really need to buckle down and like hit it hard again. So I am now at like 133.6, and I am going to attempt to stay under 135. 135 or under is like my maintenance, I think. So I am going to kind of make it so that if I hit over 135, that's when I need to like really buckle down and like focus on what I'm eating and exercise a lot more and that type of thing, and get under 135. So like 135 is like the max. And I think that is a realistic goal for me because, like I said, like I'm already like 1.5 pounds under it. Right now I'm eating about 1,500, less than 1,500. For the last couple days, it's been more like between 1,300 and 1,400 calories a day. So I'm still like kind of at a calorie deficit, and I'm still working out, and so I will still not be losing 2 pounds a week, but you know, not be gaining. Like I should not be able to gain weight on the calories that I'm eating every day. So that's where I'm at right now. Sorry that this video is kind of so complainy and just angry, but come here and I've been honest with you guys for the last 47, 48 weeks about my struggles and, you know, singing Profile's praises, and I don't think it's fair for me to come and put on a happy face and not talk about my frustration and my experience that I had this week. So I will see you guys at the end of June. If you guys like this video, please hit that like button. Also, if you want to subscribe so you can follow me along as I try to maintain my weight, I would really appreciate that as well. See you guys next month.